Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Today we're gonna be making an anime database. To do this, we're gonna implement a bit of web scraping. So web scraping is the act of extracting data from websites. This information is then collected and stored into a format that is more useful to the user. In our case, that format would be a CSV. So this will be done using the Python's beautiful soup library, um, which is used to extract meaningful data from HTML and XML files. So what we have right here is an anime website, or a website that tells you a bunch of different animes that's out there. So as you can see, it has what's currently airing this season in terms of animes. We have whether it's a TV series, a web series, or whatever. So what I want to do is I want to get all of this data into a CSV file. So I want to get essentially everything that they have on this website into a file, and then I could use it however I please. So the idea that I have is I'm trying to extract the title name, the year it was released, whether it's a movie, OVA, or a TV series, how many episodes it has, the genres or the tags with it. So whether it's an action, adventure, fantasy, or virtual world type of anime, and then maybe a brief description on what the particular anime is about. So to do that, we're gonna have to do some web scraping to extract all of this data right here. So essentially what I'm going to do is write a code that will go to the website and then just pull all the necessary data that I want. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to import the dependencies that we need. So I know for a fact we're gonna need CSV, we're gonna need request, RE, and then from BS4, which is beautiful soup, 4 import beautiful soup. Maybe some pandas. So not sure. And then after that, now we have to prepare the CSV to write the data to. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna create a header. So I know we need title, release date, anime type, episode count, genres, and summary. So we're gonna go title, release date, episode count, genres, and summary. Let's put these in quotations because strings. I separate them. Boom. And then from there we do with open, and then we're gonna put the CSV title that we want. So let's call this anime database project .csv. and then W, so we're gonna write to it, and then new line is equal to boom, encoding is equal to UTF-8 as F. And then create the writer and call csv dot writer, which is F, and then writer dot write row equal header. So what that does is we created the header. That's gonna be the header of the CSV, and then we created a blank CSV, and then we wrote the first row to it, which is header, and that's that. So now we need to get our website data, our website URL. So we're gonna need the URL, which is this right here. Copy, and we're just gonna paste it. But it needs to be a string. So let's turn that into a string, and then we're gonna get the header, which is such. And this is so the site doesn't recognize that you're essentially a bot and blocks you out. And then now we're gonna go ahead and implement the logic. Okay, so before that we need to get the response. So response equal request dot get, and then it's gonna be URL comma headers equal headers, and let's print the response to see what we get. So print and the response is 200, so that means it's connecting to the page or whatever. If it wasn't, then we'd probably get like 400 error. So let's check. So response 200, it means okay, success. So let's comment that out, and then we got let's connect to the site now. So it's soup, so we'll do soup, we'll name it soup, our page or whatever it is that you want, and then it's beautiful soup, and then we're gonna run the response through it, and then get the content, and then html.parser, and let's print soup. See what we get. So as you can see, we're getting all the HTML data that's on that specific page that we call, which is this one right here, all of it. So you see we have the div, the class, etc, etc. So let's look at and this is, as you can see, it's the same data. So from there we're gonna need to get the necessary stuff that we want. So first things first, let's see if we can extract just this right here. So data for this specific section right here. Yes. So what you want to do is you want to right click, go to inspect, and then if you just hover, you can see what represents what. So this is a div class called data, and data contains, if we drop it down, we have the wrap name, which is the title, I imagine. The date of release, if you notice the date right here matches what's here. If you click on the wrap name, and then it's in a class called name colored, we have it right here. We have the general, which is movie or episode, and then the voting rating and the votes average, which we're not gonna use because I imagine it's just specific to those that who use the site. And then the tags are genre, and then the description. So what I want to do is I want to get this entire div container right here and then extract the data from out of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do anime equal soup dot find, and then I'm going to find the div that has the class data. Well, has the class underscore equal data. So this right here. So it's gonna go into it and search for that specific div and bring it back. And then from there I want to get the anime title. So this is just gonna just narrow it down. And so what I want to do is I want to do anime title, or let's just call it title, equals, and then let's go anime dot find, and then let's find this right here. So it's gonna be a div with the wrap name. Well, it's not gonna be a div, it's gonna be this right here. So it's a tag with the class name colored. So in anime, I'm gonna find the A tag with the class underscore equals name colored, and then I'm gonna get the text only. So when I print title, I should just get a question mark. Oh, let's comment this out. And non-type attribute has no attribute called text. So what seems to be the issue? There we go, because I had put a space in there, that's why. So if you notice, we got the title, which is the question mark, which is right here. I don't know if it's actually called if the anime is just called a question mark, I'm not sure, but that's what you get. So let's do the summary next. That one's easier. So summary is in description, so it's the same thing. I'll do summary equal anime dot find, and then let's see what so it's in a div class, a div that's class DESC for description. So you can notice 4 vignettes in the early animated film, etc, etc. So it's gonna be a div comma class underscore equals DSC, and then we're gonna get the text for it once more, and then let's print the summary. See what we get, and we got the summary, right? So what I need is the type and the episode count, and then I also need the genre. So to get the type, if you know, let's inspect the type. It's in a div class general, and we're getting movie and one episode. So let's go div class general. So let's get general. Let's name it general, and then it's anime. Find div class underscore x equal sign, and then it's general, and let's get the text, and then let's print the general. So we get movie one episode, but I want it in two different because it's gonna be two different columns. So one is whether it's a movie or a series, and then the number of episodes. So I need to separate this. So to do that, I'm gonna split it. So that means I'm gonna name it anime type is equal to general dot split, and then I'm gonna split it at the comma, so it's boom boom 0, and if we print anime type, what do we get? We get movie. But I also want this piece right here, so let's do EP length, and then I'm gonna do general dot split again at the comma, and then at index point 0. So if we print EP underscore, well, if we print we should get oh my bad, it's gonna be at index 1, and then it's, if you notice, we get the one episode. So but what I want to do is, if you notice, I have some white space right here. I don't want the white space, so let's do dot else strip, and that'll erase the white space that's preceding it. And then let's clean it up a little bit. So let's do the title at the top, the type, and the summary. And we need the genre also. So the issue with the genre is some of them are in, each of them is its own genre. So in the CSV that I'm making, I'm gonna want, instead of printing it separately, I want to print, so each is its separate tag name. So you have adventure, you have action, etc. So each is its own different tag name. So to handle the genre, I'm gonna create a empty list, and then from there I'm gonna do a for loop. So for every genre in anime, I want to find all span tags, because they're all spans called G tags. So I'm gonna find all the spans that are TRS equal column class equal tag name. So every span with the attributes, every span with the attributes tag name. And then what I want to do is append it to the genres. Append it to the genre dot get, and then I want to get the text in there. So for each item that we find in the span class, in the span with the class tag name, we're gonna get the text and append it to our empty genres right here. So what that's gonna look like if I put it under here, print genres. I'm gonna get this one right here, because the only thing that's here is just new. So if it was running for this one right here, which is hack G returner, I get action, adventure, fantasy, new, virtual, and virtual world in list by itself. But that's all we have. And that's how we scrape the data for the specific animes that we want. So we got the title, the summary, the anime type, the episode length, and the genres covered, right? So next, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna implement the logic in full effect, because that was just for one specific anime. So what we want it to do, we want it to go to this one, then go to this one, go to this one, this one, this one, this one, this, and this, all the way down to the bottom, and get everything. So that's what we're gonna do next. So now that that's out of the way, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to implement the logic. So the logic is, because we've already been able to extract the title, the summary, the anime type, and the episode length, what we need to be able to do is loop through each div with the class data, get all of that. So after it extracts the relevant information from here, it writes it to the CSV to one row, and then it gets this for the next one, and then writes, and that's how we want it to do. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to run that through a for loop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this right here to animes, and then what I'm gonna have is for anime in animes, so that way it'll loop through it through all of them. And then I'm just gonna put the indent right here. I realized I didn't get the release date for these, so let me just do that right now. So it's gonna be release date is equal to anime dot find, and let's see what the relevant information for it is. So the date's right here, which is a div with the class date. Go figure. So it's gonna be div class underscore equals date. Gotta put that in quotations, and that will give us the release date. So now after that, what I want to do is I want to write to my CSV. So I'm gonna create an empty data frame called data. Well, not empty. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed all of this relevant information into that data frame. So it's gonna be our title. It's gonna be our, let's do release date after. Well, let's see the order. Yes, release date. Oh, put it in the wrong one. My bad. Title. Let me just bring this up. Release date, episode count, genre, and summary. So it's boom. Genre and summary. So for each title it gets, adds it to this row. Each release date adds it to this row. Well, this column, this column, this column, this column. All right. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with open. I'm gonna reopen our database right here. Right, our CSV file, and then comma a plus new line is equal to comma, empty space, and encoding is equal to UTF-8, and then as F, and then I'm gonna write to it once again. So I'm gonna writer is equal to CSV dot writer, which is F, and I'm just gonna write the row. Writer dot write rows is writer dot write row is equal to data. And so what this is gonna do is it's gonna, after it gets all the necessary info, it's gonna write to the row. All right. So, but we want to do it for each individual anime on the site. So what that's gonna be is we're gonna have to change something, and it's gonna be right here. So we had just found the first one, which was find. Find just gives us the first div with the class data. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do find all. Right, and then when find all finds it, I'm gonna get everything on the page, and then that way it's gonna be able to loop through each individual one and create our database. So with that being said, the next step of it is to ensure that it's able to skip a page after everything is done, right? So when everything is done, we want it to be able to cycle through all the pages. So that's A, B, C, D. So to do that, what I'm gonna have to do is, right, I'm gonna have to get this next button right here. So let's inspect it. And then what I need is this link right here. So first, to do that, I'm just gonna get the HTML data for, not this, but this right here, glist jump. All right. Yes, glist jump. So outside of the loop, just like how I found all the divs with the data, I'm probably gonna name this. Let's name this pagination equal soup dot find, and then I want what was it? It was a UL unordered list with the class glist jump. So it's gonna be UL class underscore, and let's just copy it over. Glist jump. So it's just gonna get me this entire thing right here. And then what I want to do is I'm gonna go in there and I want to get the class that's called next, the li with the class that's called next. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name this one, I'm gonna name it next underscore page equals pagination dot select underscore 1, and then I'm gonna go li dot next get the anchor, and this will give me the URL that's right here, right? So with that being said, I want to be able to cycle through the next page. So after we get everything right here in the for loop and everything is written and the entire page is finished, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go if next underscore page. So what this means is if there is a next page, like if this button exists, we're gonna do this. But if it doesn't exist, as in like we're on the very last page, we're gonna stop and break the loop. So if it exists, I want to go to the next page. So I want to just go through the link. But if you realize this link is kinda different, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna establish a base URL, which is just this right here, and join this preceding text or this text to the base URL. So to do that, I'm gonna need to import one more library, which is the URL join. So it's from URL library dot parse import URL join. And then right here, I'm just gonna name this one base URL. And then in the base URL, I'm just gonna have this text right here. So then what I'm gonna do is, if the next page exists, what I want to do is I want to get the href, which is next URL, href from it. So I'm gonna do next page dot get href, and then that's gonna pull the link itself, right? And then I'm gonna do URL, so I'm gonna change the URL, the original URL that we were pulling from initially, and do a URL join, and then I'm gonna join the base URL to this next URL that we got right here. And I'll print the URL for good measure so I can know that the page is actually skipping. So if the next page doesn't exist, that means we're out of pages to scrape from. So we're gonna do a else, and then let's do print no more pages to scrape. Alright, and that'll let you know that it's done. And then that's it. But what we gotta do also is to ensure, so while it's in a, even though it's in a for loop, I'm gonna put it in a while loop to ensure that the program can run as long as these pages up here exist. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these two right here. I'm just gonna put them a little lower. I don't need to put them a little lower. So while these pages exist, I'm gonna go while true. So while this is true, and these are the way it is, because you know sites can change, HTML stuff can change, for they might do a redesign or whatever. So any little thing might change, and then it'll render this program it'll render the program useless. But I'm just gonna run this one time because I only need to extract the data once, and then I'm done with it. So it's just gonna be, but it's a nice little precaution. You just, while it's true, get everything, and then for each everything, whatever the case may be, I'll write to this, and I'll write to the rows, etc. So one last thing that I want to do is because it's gonna take a while to do it. Well, it's not gonna take a while. I can run it instantaneously, but some sites, if they recognize that you're pulling the data too fast, they'll recognize that you're a bot. So we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to import time, right? import time, and from time, when I import time after I finished written all of the data that I need, I'm gonna sleep. So after I finish scraping one page, I'm gonna sleep. So I'm gonna let the program sleep, and then I think I'm gonna let it sleep for 10 seconds. Cause if you don't let it sleep, then you're gonna be running through the pages too fast. And I think it's like probably like 400 pages that you have to cycle through or something like that. And the site's gonna recognize that you're not human, because no human's gonna be able to just skip and scrape that quickly. So we're gonna let it wait for 10 seconds before it skips to the next page and does what it needs to do. That's why we're implementing the time. That's why we're importing the time and then implementing the sleep. And then another thing that I can do is, if you want to see how long it would have or it did take to run through the entirety of the program, with the same time module, I can go time t equal time dot local time, right? And then the current time is equal to time dot strtf time is equal to this, and then we'll just print current underscore time, and then so this is gonna tell you the time at the beginning that it runs, and then at the end of the program I can do it again, and it just pulls the time when it finishes, and then that should be it. So what we're gonna do now is to test it out. Oh, and I have to also break the while loop. So let's test it out and see how it goes. Alright, so we have for anime in animes, we have an error right there. So where is that? Oh, boom. So, okay, non-type object not callable. Why? So it's next page, equal pagination, select, there we go. Try it again. Another with open encoding. Alright, so we got typos left, right, and center. Which one? It was this one right here. CSV.writer, a bunch. So there he goes. It's running. Started at 9:42, 41 seconds. We're on page 1. Still on page 1. Still on page 1, so we're having an error. It's supposed to be on page 2 now. So let's stop it. So there seems to be an issue with this right here, so it's gonna be, so let me cycle back and check it out. So I think I know what the issue is, why it kept staying on the one page. Some of these don't have any summaries. So I think that's why it broke. So let's see, for summary, let's say try, and then with the exception, we'll accept attribute error. Let's say summary is equal to no summary found, and that'll account for the summary. And also where we got the release date, I didn't say get the text, so let's run it back, see if it works. 9:48. We're on page 1. Still on page 1. So there seems to still be an issue. We're not supposed to stay on page 1. So let's cycle back one more time. Alright, so finally figured out what the problem was. Initially I had this block of code indented in the for loop, right? So the time sleep was still in the for loop, so it kept saying it would sleep for 10 seconds after it finished scraping data from each data each div called data, instead of sleeping at the end of scraping the entire page. And then when it did that, it would check to see if the next page still existed and do all of that stuff. But that's not what we wanted it to do. We wanted it to do after it was finished running through the entire page, which is this block of code right here. Handles scraping the entire page, and then once it's finished, we're gonna sleep for 10 seconds, and then if the next pages exist, then we run through the next run to the next page. So let's test it out one more time and we'll see. So it's 10:01. So we're on page 1. Page 2. And then I'm gonna stop it at page 3. Page 3. So we stopped it at page 3. Let's go to page 3. 1. Well, this is 2, and then page 3, and then let's pull up our CSV right now and see what it looks like. So this is the first 3 pages. Of the CSV. A5, no summary found, unknown. A3, season, spring, summer. So let's see. Is it at the end of it? A6, let's see. Alice. Where is Alice? Okay, so it was A3, A3, A5. We don't have any information on A5, which is right here, but we have A3 season spring, summer. A3 season spring and summer, that's the title. Then we have the TV series, which is it's a TV series with 12 episodes. TV series with 12 episodes, which is right here. And then we have the summary. Let's see if we got the genre, which is game, performance, and the arts. Where is genre? Game, performance, the arts, summary. So we were able to successfully complete it. If we had let it run for a while, it would probably take a few hours to get everything on the site because the site is so huge. I think it's like 300 pages and we're still on R, right? So it would take a while because we allowed it to sleep for 10 seconds. But that's how we do the anime database project, using Beautiful Soup to scrape data from a website. So hope it was insightful to you guys. Hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe, share. I will be doing more videos like this in the coming future so I can get my practice up. So, give it a like and a thumbs up, or a comment, if you like it. It does help out the channel, and then some feedback if you have any. And catch you in the next one. Peace.